roughly 18,000 to 20,000 years ago. Long before the first roads crossed Long Island, long before the first towns, the first settlers, or the first maps. A wall of ice dominated the landscape. Towering glaciers, thousands of feet thick, stretched across what would one day become New York. Slowly, relentlessly, they carved the earth beneath them. Then the ice began to retreat. As the glaciers pulled northward, they left behind giant blocks of ice buried deep within the land. For centuries, those frozen remnants remained hidden beneath layers of soil and stone. And then they melted. What remained was a deep scar in the earth. A lake unlike any other on Long Island. Dark, deep, mysterious. A place that would one day be known as Lake Ronkonkoma. For thousands of years, native peoples lived beside its shores. They fished its waters, gathered along its banks, passed stories from one generation to the next. To them, this was no ordinary lake. The name Ronkonkoma is believed to mean boundary fishing place, a meeting point where tribal lands converged. The Nissequogue, Setauket, Seketog, and Unkachog peoples all shared a connection to these waters, but they also understood something else. There was something different about this place. The lake seemed alive. Its waters rose and fell without explanation. Its depths appeared endless. Some believed hidden channels connected it to distant rivers and underground worlds. Others whispered that spirits dwelled beneath its surface, and over time, those whispers became legends. Is there something more lurking beneath the waters of Long Island's deepest lake? Tonight's And we explore the history, the mystery, and the legend of Lake Ronkonkoma.
Listener discretion is advised. The majority of the content of this program is not fact-checked, and it is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this, it's the beer talking.
The truth about beer and more we share. It's all the things we find so rare. We dive so deep with every sip and let our minds just take a trip. The end is what we chase each day, all the stuff we love to say. What's your end? Tell us true, all the things that drive you through. Grab a beer and let it flow, that's the way the good times go.
Well, should we see what new adventure the book has in store for us today?
I think we should.
Why don't you crack it open?
All right. Twist my arm.
All right.
All right, let's see what we got here. Well, looks like the book put another one in here for us.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's The Curse of Lake Ronkonkoma.
Isn't that in your neck of the woods?
Sure is. Brings back a lot of memories.
Well, do you know something about it?
Hey, I heard stories growing up, but, I think we should defer to our AI barmaid.
Oh, absolutely.
And see if she has any information on the legend. Bruella, do you know anything about the legend?
Well, for this one, let's turn to a longtime patron of the tavern. You know him. You love him. Say hi to Papa Bones.
What, he's here?
Where?
Oh, I'm so starstruck right now.
Awesome. Hey,
Wow.
I wonder if he'd sign the book.
I bet he would.
I bet he would.
There's a story passed down for generations. A tale of love, loss, and a curse that may still haunt the lake to this very day. They called her the Lady of the Lake. According to legend, centuries ago, a young native woman fell deeply in love with a European settler, often named Hugh Birdsall. But their love was forbidden. Some stories say her lover came from a rival tribe. No matter the version, the ending remains the same. They were torn apart. Heartbroken and alone, the young woman paddled her canoe into the center of the lake. The moon reflected across the still water. The night was silent, and somewhere in that darkness, she disappeared beneath the surface, never to return. Or so they thought, because according to local legend, her spirit never left. They say she still wanders the shores of Lake Ronkonkoma, watching, waiting, searching for the love she lost centuries ago. And some believe she takes a victim every year. A young man drawn beneath the water by unseen hands, claimed by the Lady of the Lake. Over the years, mysterious drownings have fueled the legend. Witnesses have reported seeing a woman dressed in white, standing near the shoreline. Others described strange voices carried across the water, cold spots, unexplained shadows. The feeling that someone or something is watching from the darkness.
Whew, I still got chills.
I
Just
know.
thanks, Papa Bones.
Thank you.
Wow. Is it simply folklore?
Yeah, or is it a tragic story passed down from generations?
Wow, this is a real life Romeo and Juliet story.
Gentlemen, your mission today is to do a deep dive into this legend and see if there is any evidence to support these claims and determine if the lake truly is cursed.
Well, that sounds great and all, but I really think we're going to need a beer for this one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruella, what's on tap today?
On tap today is Oats on the Water Stout, a nitrogenated oatmeal stout coming in at a comfortable 5.9% ABV and a mellow 20 IBUs. Don't let the word stout scare you away. This isn't one of those heavy meal in a glass beers. The first thing that hit me? An Oreo cookie. Seriously. Rich chocolate notes with just enough sweetness to remind you of twisting apart your favorite childhood cookie. Thanks to the nitrogen infusion, this beer pours with a cascading creamy head and delivers an incredibly silky mouthfeel. It's smooth from the first sip to the last, coating your palate with soft chocolate flavors without becoming overly sweet. What really surprised me was how light-bodied and drinkable it is. Many stouts can feel heavy, but this one keeps everything in perfect balance. The oatmeal provides that velvety texture, while the roasted malts offer just enough depth to keep things interesting. If you're looking for bold coffee bitterness, you won't find it here. Instead, expect a creamy, chocolate-forward stout with balanced flavors and an easy drinking finish that could convert even someone who claims they don't like dark beers. Whether you're sitting around a campfire, relaxing on the patio, or just looking for a stout that won't weigh you down, Oats on the Water Stout is definitely worth a pour. Remember, life's too short to drink boring beer. Cheers.
Well, I'm really excited to
Me
try
too.
this. This smells delicious.
Wow.
Well, cheers.
Let's do it. Cheers.
Wow. That is good. Look how dark that is. That is good.
Good choice, Bruella.
Very, very Guinnessy, right? Very, yeah. Good stuff.
Love a good stout.
Yeah. Oh.
Almost forgot what we were doing here.
I know.
Wow.
Boy.
So,
Oh, man. All right, so there's a lake. There's a lady in the lake, really mad Native American princess, who takes the life of one male per year. And this is happening just miles from where I grew up.
wow. Do you remember hearing stories
Yeah,
about the lake?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. There was a story that was circulating around my high school that said a boy drowned in the lake, and several days later, he ended up on the South Shore of Long Island.
Wait a minute. Are you sure that's not a portal?
No, there's rumors circulating that there was an underwater aquifer that went from the lake to the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, I think this is going to take a little research on our part.
Yeah.
See if we can find some answers and maybe solve this mystery.
Yeah, and maybe explore some of the other stories.
I think we're going to need to go somewhere a little more quiet
I think so. Yeah.
to do this.
Let's do it.
I'm going to finish my beer first.
We got more. Oh, good, you're here.
What the hell are you wearing?
What? You said we're going to the lake.
No, we're going to study the lake. We're going to research.
Oh.
Well,
Well, now I feel dumb.
I won't say anything.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm finding some interesting stuff here.
Are you?
Yeah.
Let's see what you got. Ooh. The story of Harriet Palmer. Interesting. So on July 6th, 1857, what was meant to be a joyful holiday outing at the Lake Ronkonkoma ended in heartbreak. Families had gathered to enjoy the warm summer weather following the Independence Day celebrations. And among them was Harriet Palmer, an energetic young girl believed to be between 8 and 9 years old.
Oh,
Wow.
she's young.
Yeah. At some point during the afternoon, Harriet joined several others for a ride across the lake in a small wooden boat. Recreational boating was common during the era, but safety standards were virtually non-existent. There were no life jackets, no formal inspections, and according to historical accounts, no experienced captain or boatman was guiding the vessel. That could be a problem. As the boat made its way across the water, something went terribly wrong. Whether caused by passengers shifting their weight, overcrowding, or unexpected loss of balance, the boat suddenly capsized, throwing everyone into the lake. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Wow. So panic quickly spread as the adults and children struggled in the water, desperately trying to stay afloat. Rescuers rushed to help those who had surfaced, and 5 people were successfully pulled from the water alive. Tragically, Harriet was not among them. Despite every effort to locate her, the young girl drowned in the accident, becoming one of the earliest documented victims of Lake Ronkonkoma. The tragedy was reported in contemporary newspapers, including the Brooklyn Eagle, and later historical records preserved her story through her burial at Greenwood Cemetery. While the accident was widely regarded as the consequence of inadequate boating experience and poor safety practices, Harriet's death would later take on a much larger significance.
Oh, really?
Interesting. As more drownings occurred at Lake Ronkonkoma over the decades, local folklore began to intertwine with history. Many came to believe that the lake was cursed by the legend of the Lady of the Lake, a Native American princess said to claim lives from its waters. Looking back through history, some point to Harriet Palmer's death as one of the first tragedies associated with the legend, while historians maintain that it was simply a devastating boating accident that occurred during the time when recreational safety was largely left to chance. Yeah, I can see that. Regardless of which explanation one believes, Harriet Palmer's story remains a poignant reminder of how quickly a carefree summer afternoon can turn into tragedy. More than 165 years later, her name is still remembered as part of the long and mysterious history of Lake Ronkonkoma, where documented fact and enduring legend continue to coexist. Wow.
I mean, that is such a sad story.
Yeah.
She's so young. But she was a girl. And I thought the legend said that it would only take male victims.
Yeah, me too. But maybe the legend was mistaken, and the curse just takes one life a year, regardless whether it's male or female, right? Oh, wait. What's this? It says here John Leslie Harriet's uncle also died in the accident.
Well, so maybe the curse is holding up so far.
Yeah.
Harriet was just an unexpected casualty.
Maybe. All right, let's see what this says.
Let's see. We've got the tragic death of Edwin Weidman. So on what was likely one of the last warm days of summer in 1912, 22-year-old Edwin Weidman, or is it Weidman? Weidman, how you say that? He joined friends and fellow bathers for a day of swimming. At the turn of the 20th century, naturally, lakes and swimming holes were popular gathering places.
Yeah.
Offering a welcome escape from the crowded streets of New York.
We experienced that, didn't we? Yeah.
Well, I mean, the water appeared calm. There were no lifeguards standing watch, no floating ropes marking dangerous steps. Safety regulations that are common today simply did not exist.
Yeah.
And like many swimmers before him, Edwin ventured farther from shore, unaware of what lay beneath the surface. Hidden below was a 20-foot deep hole.
Wow.
And an abrupt drop-off that could surprise even experienced swimmers.
Yeah.
Such underwater depressions often form naturally through glacial activity of years of erosion, which we did here. It was
Well,
formed by a glacier, or a big chunk of ice, but it created a dangerous pocket where the lake floor suddenly disappeared.
Wow.
So at some point, Edwin slipped into the deep water. Whether he became exhausted, cramped, or simply panicked after losing his footing is unknown.
Right.
What is certain is that he never resurfaced.
That's horrible.
Panic quickly spread among the bathers. I like that they say bathers in this and not swimmers.
Yeah.
That tells you the time frame.
It's period accurate.
Yeah. So panic quickly spread among the bathers as those nearby realized he had vanished beneath the water. Men dove repeatedly into the murky depths, desperately searching for him by touch alone, because they did say it's really murky and you can't really see anything. So after an agonizing search, a party of bathers located Edwin's body and dragged him from the 20-foot hole, bringing him back to shore. Despite every effort, it was just too late. The Brooklyn Daily Times would later summarize the tragedy in only a few lines, recording yet another young life claimed by the unpredictable waters. And Edwin Weidman was only 22 years old.
Wow, that's young. Really young.
His story serves as a reminder that beneath the peaceful surface of many lakes can lie unseen dangers, sudden drop-offs, cold water, and hidden depths that have claimed lives for generations. For those who study the history of these waters today, Edwin's death is more than a statistic. It is a snapshot of an era when recreation often came with unseen risks, and a single misstep could transform an afternoon of leisure into irreversible tragedy. His name lives on in the historical records, one of many whose stories contribute to the enduring legends and solemn history surrounding these waters.
Wow. What was there really a hole in the lake, or was he grabbed and drug under by the lady of the lake?
I think only Edwin could probably answer that question.
Yeah, just another mystery for Lake Ronkonkoma there. Huh?
Yeah, well, let's dive into another one.
The unidentified man. It was supposed to be a simple family outing.
Wait. Did the family forget who he was?
That seems pretty weird to me. Well, let's find out.
All
Let's
right.
see. So on a warm July day in 1957, families gathered along the shoreline to escape the summer heat, spreading blankets across the grass while children laughed in the water and adults sought relief from the sun. It was the kind of scene reported countless times every summer, a place where memories were meant to be made. Among them was a 25-year-old man enjoying the day with his loved ones. Exactly what happened in the moments leading up to the tragedy has been lost to history. Perhaps he swam out a little farther than intended, or perhaps an unexpected current, exhaustion, or hidden underwater hazard caught him off guard, like the lady in the lake. Well, what is known is that he never returned safely to the shore. But as family members realized something was wrong, the atmosphere changed instantly. The sounds of laughter gave way to frantic cries for help as people searched the water, hoping to catch a glimpse of him before it was too late. Rescue efforts were launched, but they ended in heartbreak. The young man lost his life during what should have been an ordinary day spent with family he loved the most. A brief Newsday report recorded the incident, describing that a 25-year-old man died during a family outing. His name was absent from the clipping, leaving history to remember him simply as the unidentified victim.
Well, I don't mean to laugh.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, yet behind the missing name was a son, perhaps a brother, maybe a husband or a father, a man with dreams, plans, and a future that ended far too soon. His story is one of many that reminds us how quickly tragedy can strike in an open water. A peaceful afternoon can become lifelong sorrow in a matter of moments. For his family, the memory of that July day likely never faded. Every return to the shoreline would have carried with it the echoes of laughter interrupted by silence. Though history may have forgotten his name, his story remains part of the long and somber legacy that lives lost to the water. A reminder that behind every newspaper clipping is a human life forever changed, and a family whose summer ended in unimaginable grief.
Well, I didn't know we were going to do an episode on the Happy Unexplained Hour. I mean, that just seems weird to me.
Well, you know, I sure hope if I drown in a lake, my family would remember my name.
You would hope. Oh, man.
Crazy. Well, anyway, what do we have next here?
Oh,
Another
there's
story.
more.
Yeah.
So this is the tragic story of Sammy Weiner. It began as a carefree summer afternoon on June 22nd, 2012.
Oh, so recent.
That was very recent.
Yeah.
Families, fishermen, and hobbyists gathered along the shoreline enjoying one of the first warm weekends of the season. Among them was 40-year-old Sammy Weiner, who found himself watching a small remote boat kind of drift farther and farther from shore after becoming disabled. At first, it seemed like a harmless inconvenience.
Interesting.
The tiny vessel floated helplessly, carried by the wind and current, slowly moving beyond easy reach. According to police, several men standing nearby jokingly offered money to anyone willing to swim out and retrieve it. For Sammy, the challenge may have seemed simple enough. He entered the water and began swimming toward the stranded boat, pushing farther from shore with each stroke. Witnesses watched as he ventured between 150 to 200 feet offshore.
Good distance.
Determined to reach his target. Then something changed. Whether fatigue set in, the water proved colder than expected, or panic overtook him, no one can say certain. The confident swimmer who had entered the lake moments earlier suddenly began struggling in the open water. Those on shore realized the situation and it had become serious. Calls for help rang out as people searched the surface, hoping to see him emerge. But within moments, Sammy disappeared beneath the water. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, but daylight faded before they located him. As darkness settled over the lake, hope gave way to uncertainty, and search efforts continued into the night. The following day, dive teams returned, working methodically through the murky depths. They eventually found Sammy's body, bringing a heartbreaking end to the search.
Absolutely, yeah.
What had begun as an attempt to recover a toy boat, and it ended in the loss of a human life. So, trying to do a good deed.
Yeah, well, well, somebody offered him money. That was the kicker.
Yeah.
So,
well, but his death stunned the community and served as a painful reminder of how deceptive open water can be. Distances appear shorter than they are, and even calm-looking lakes can exhaust or overwhelm a swimmer in a matter of minutes.
That's a fact, yeah.
Behind the headlines was a 40-year-old man whose family expected him to come home that evening. Instead, they were left with unimaginable grief over a tragedy sparked by a split-second decision and a seemingly harmless dare.
I bet.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
The story of Sammy Weiner remains one of the most poignant modern reminders that no object, no matter how valuable or sentimental, is worth risking a life to retrieve. His final act, born from a desire to help or perhaps simply to accept a challenge, became another solemn chapter in the long history of lives claimed by the water.
Wow.
Sometimes the smallest decisions can have the greatest consequences.
That it can. But, all right, so my first question is, who owned this toy boat, right?
Well, and I wonder if the boat was recovered later,
Yeah.
you know, and if it was ever used again.
Probably not. That's a stigma that goes along with that
cursed
thing, right?
boat, I would
Yeah.
think at that point.
Well, you know, like many mysteries of the lake, I guess we'll never know, you know. So what's this? So here's a few other reported drownings of the lake. So we have Matthew Schlick on August 9th, 1924. He was 19. The newspaper clipping summary says drowned while bathing. Interesting.
Well, they did call them the bathers earlier on.
That is true. And we are back in that
So they
time.
don't call them swimmers back then. They called them bathing.
Yeah, okay.
So that's weird.
So he was a Brooklyn resident bathing in the lake.
Yeah, I can just see him out there with soap and, I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting.
So here's another. So we have Raymond R. Reed. This was August 29th of 1936. Not stated? Mid-Island.
Oh, age, I guess. Huh?
Oh, age not stated. There we go. Mid-Island Mill, September 2nd, 1936. Swimming after ball game, entered lake to cool off after taking part in a ball game on shore.
Sounds like it'd be pretty common to me, you know. Terrible. Well, here's one. Gennaro Corporale, however you say that. 1953, 20 years old. Newspaper clipping says drowned while swimming. Body found after search.
So from 36 to 53, it went from bathing to swimming.
To swimming.
But it's still a tragedy nonetheless.
It is. It is. Very much so.
Here's a Barbara Clark.
Oh, another female.
Yeah. On July, it doesn't give a date, 1955, and her age isn't stated either. From Suffolk County?
Suffolk County, yeah.
Suffolk?
Suffolk
County. See, you New Yorkers. From the Suffolk County News, July 8th, 1955. Drowned at Verks Yerkes. They couldn't decide the name in this article, I guess.
I don't know.
So it's either Verks or Yerkes Beach.
Yeah.
Probably Yerkes. That makes more sense. Reported as the first victim of that season.
Okay. All right. Well, here's another one. Donald Mackenzie, July 3rd, 1960. He was 25. The Suffolk County News, July 7th and July 21st, 1960. Drowned during an outing. Birthday outing. Body later found floating. Ooh.
You know, that kind of reminds me of the movie we watched of Lady at the Lake.
Yeah.
Because the main character, well, it wasn't a main character, but it was about him. He went swimming on his birthday in the lake.
Went swimming on his birthday, yeah. Must be something about those birthdays.
Don't go swimming on your birthday.
Especially after you ate cake.
Yeah.
Bad
Well, you're
thing.
supposed to wait an hour anyway, aren't you?
There's another one.
So then we have Anthony Bizarro.
That's exactly how I would say it.
June of 1961.
Okay, so a year later.
He was only 24, another really young one. Newspaper clipping summary is Wellsville Daily Reporter summary. Fell from boat into lake. Fell from a boat late Friday night.
Oof.
That's all it says, and I guess he never
recovered.
till his body showed up.
Yeah.
Man.
Interesting. What's this one? Daniel Rotunda, August 1964. 14.
Oh.
God, they're getting younger and younger. Newspaper clipping summary says, fell from the water slide and drowned at Yerkes Beach. So it must be Yerkes.
Must be Yerkes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Tragedy nonetheless. Then you have Benny,
Benny, yeah.
Pinaro,
There you go.
on Independence Day of 1965, only 15 years old.
Wow.
He's from Suffolk County. News, July 8th, 1965. So a couple days later, they reported it. Drowned on family outing. Brooklyn family visiting over holiday.
That's sad. 15. We're getting younger here, aren't
We are.
Here's one. Anthony Cruz, April 1967, recovery report, 13 years old. Wow. Suffolk County News reported on April 13th, drowning body recovered. Body removed from waters believed about 80 feet deep. 80 feet deep.
Wow,
Holy God. Wow.
All right.
Oh, good luck with this one.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Unidentified Connecticut. I'm going to say the T has got to be silent if you're going to be French. It is Connecticut?
Connecticut, yeah.
All right. It's not French then.
No.
Connecticut. Okay, sorry if you go there. Don't mean to be disrespectful. Anyway, unidentified Connecticut high school sophomore. I'm not sure it was in March or April of 1993.
Wow, you're right.
It's just not stated age-wise. The Suffolk County News on April 1st, 1993, drowning students mourn the death. Accessible snippet does not reveal the name.
Okay. Interesting. So that's the year I graduated high school.
Wow.
So it was 17 or 18 then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Kevin Conley, August 14th to the 24th in 2014. So they must not know when he passed. Not stated. Inaccessible snippets. Newsday search and recovery reports. Kayaking. Swimmer distress. Last seen struggling in the water after life vest popped off.
Oh, man.
Body recovered more than a week later. That's why the 14th to the 24th. That explains that. Wow. Your life vest just pops off?
That's crazy. I guess we can establish that the lake definitely has a body count.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Quite a few.
Well, and I would just say, just because there isn't a reported drowning every year, right, it doesn't mean that there's not any unreported drownings.
No, I mean, we have people that are unidentified. Maybe there are bodies that the lake just didn't give up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, me being from Long Island, and growing up really close to the lake, I was only 15 minutes away from the lake. I still believe the curse is true.
Yeah. Well, I know when we first went to the lake, my first impression was there was just an eerie stillness to it. Mm-hmm. The water was really still, but it was eerie nonetheless.
Yeah. It can be creepy. Well, so when I was younger, kind of a cool story. I would always get a knot in my stomach when we drove past the lake, because you saw that road we drove on went right past the lake, right? So when it rains, the lake will fill, and sometimes it'll overflow, and it'll spill onto the road.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's a kind of like an overflow on the other side of the road. It's like a pond area, right? So when it rains and it overflows, it fills up that other side. So when you drive through the water, you feel like you're out in the middle of the lake.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to drive right into it.
Yeah, so, that's where my fear of drowning in a car, has to do with. And, to this day, as you know.
Oh, yeah, I've witnessed it.
Yeah, I have a fear of going over bridges that go over water. I get that same weird knot in my stomach.
Oh,
so.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
What's wrong? We're going over a bridge. Well, I mean, there are other local reports of paranormal activity around the lake.
This is the kind of stuff we like.
Yeah, we do. So there's a woman dressed in white walking the shoreline.
That could be pretty creepy. Figure standing on the water before disappearing. That was kind of shown in the movie, too, right?
Yeah.
With the figure. Yep. Yeah,
that would give you chills.
Yeah, definitely.
And then a female voice crying or singing late at night.
That would be creepy. I mean, it was pretty quiet when we were at the lake, right? It was pretty still and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is always creepy, too. Mist taking form of a woman on the lake.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
And just voices whispering, kind of.
That's eerie, too. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen fog on a body of water, right? But it's creepy by itself.
Yeah.
There's some really bizarre fog stories here, too, when it comes to the lake. So the fog, they say, will move against the wind, which is interesting. That's kind of strange,
And it says it forms human-like shapes, which that would explain the woman, I guess.
Yeah. They say it appears only over certain sections of the lake.
Now, that's interesting.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's strange. I mean, where you grew up or even around here, have you experienced fog, like a good, decent fog?
Well, not here. Living in Texas, I did.
Yeah.
Because we lived, there was just endless farmland across the street from us. And on those cooler mornings, fog would rise. It was pretty eerie looking.
Creepy.
It's when you hear the coyotes out there howling.
That's even creepier. Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not just swimming you have to worry about.
No.
Boats have their challenges too.
Yeah.
I saw some of those stories.
Yeah. Yep.
Like canoes becoming difficult to control. That seems weird.
I don't know how that is, right? Boats mysteriously drawn to the deepest part of the lake. That's also interesting, right? How does that happen?
Why? Why are you dragging me out here? And then motors stall unexpectedly.
Then what do? Hope you got a paddle.
Yeah.
Well, boats are weird enough, right? Because you're kind of helpless. Once your boat dies, and then you're done. But animals are in the mix here too with some of these reports. So they have white deer disappearing into the woods. Remember, see that section of woods on the
Well, let me
shoreline?
ask you. I mean, the whole time that you lived there, your whole growing up here, did you ever see any white deer?
No.
Okay.
No. They were all the ones I've ever seen were definitely
I've never seen
brown deer.
a white deer.
Yeah, never seen a white deer. They're
animals.
called reindeer, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. Well, they say that there's animals that leave no tracks.
And walking in that, that area, you're going to leave trail. We saw it. We saw the footprints and everything for sure. Deer's vanishing after crossing the roads, right? Can you imagine swerving to miss a deer and all of a sudden he's just gone, just disappears? Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy.
And of course, there's the Native American stories.
Big in that area, right? They were the story of the two tribes that lived on the lake.
So you've got burial grounds that once existed near the lake. And they say once existed? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, did somebody dig them up?
It's still there.
I'd say that they're still there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, they say that spirits of Native Americans still protect the shoreline.
Yeah. There were sacred ceremonies that were held there.
That was also in the movie as well that we saw. Yeah. Well, how about, this one's kind of right up our alley, right?
Yeah.
So how about the mysterious lights that get reported by the lake? That's kind of cool, too.
I like that.
So they say there's blue lights hovering just over the water, which is interesting.
Orange glowing spheres.
Now, blue lights I could accept maybe mentally more than I can orange lights, right? That'd be kind of strange. What about lights entering or rising from the lake?
Those sound like...
UAPs or whatever
they're submersible?
Submersibles, yeah.
SUVs, no.
SUVs?
SUPs.
Sups?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a sup. Wow.
Well, I mean, perhaps the creepiest modern legend is that some visitors experience an unexplained urge to just walk into the lake.
Wow.
And particularly at night. The story is sometimes connected to the Lady of the Lake, but it is also told independently as a supernatural influence associated with the water itself.
That's bizarre.
There is no medical or scientific evidence supporting the phenomenon. And it remains part of the local folklore.
Yeah, I can see that. Man, I'm telling you. Wow. I'm sure glad we came here. We found a lot of information on the lake, and not just drownings either, which is surprising.
Oh, exactly. And I mean, and several factors that could lend to the mystery of Lake Ronkonkoma.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, it's Long Island's largest freshwater lake.
Yep. It's a glacial kettle lake, right, with steep underwater drop-offs, which is like 80 feet. That one body was found, right?
Was it Wiener that?
Yeah, I think it was Wiener that ended up 80 feet down.
More than a century of drowning incidents gave rise to cautionary tales.
Yeah. You got Native American history, and then colonial storytelling, merged into the enduring folklore.
And you have generations of locals retelling and reinforcing some of those stories, holding up the lake's reputation as being haunted.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a lot of those stories growing up. I mean, it was very, very common. And, we didn't get a chance to go see the museum, right? And I got to see it years ago. But, man, they've got so many Native American artifacts in the museum. It's really cool, But you got to think about it. It's 65 feet deep, at its deepest point. The lake covers over 243 acres. That's a lot it's a big lake, right?
Yeah.
So, it's easy to say that Lake Ronkonkoma is just it's full of mystery,
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if we come up with any definitive proof that the curse is true. But one thing that I have no doubt of is it's definitely taken some lives.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been around for thousands of years, and it's been around for thousands more. There's a lot of secrets to be kept. So I'm sure more lives are going to be lost, unfortunately. But
I'll tell you what, I could use a beer to digest all this. I think we should go ahead and head back to the tavern.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, let's get some more of those oats in the water.
Yeah, that was
Good stuff. Do we get to go to the lake now?
All right.
Okay. I'm going to the lake. Well, this has been quite the end.
Hey, if you enjoyed tonight's episode, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already.
And don't forget to leave us a comment.
And if you have an and you think might just break our brains, be sure to drop it down into the comments and let us know what that is.
And who knows? It might just make it into the secret book of ands.
Well, thank you for watching, and please be sure to share.
Yeah, and we'll see you on the next end.
Till then,
Cheers.
cheers.
According to legend, centuries ago, a young woman fell deeply in love with a European settler, often named Huge Birdsall. What? Of course I'm literate. Why would you even ask that? His name was Hugh. Because according to local legend, her spirit never left. They say she still wanders the shores of Lake Ronkonkoma. Is this even a real place? Ronkonkoma. You know this place is imaginary, right? And then you can say, like, it's right here on the map. That map is also imaginary. Unexplained shadows, the feeling that someone or something is watching from the darkness. All right. I like watching the ladies, and the ladies like a watching me.
What's your